in closing, King Simon,
Yes, sir.
it's cuffing season. You know, you hear about men going against women, women going against men. You got the manosphere, no pun intended, the red pill community,
Red pill.
red pill community as well.
Make Tao and all of them. Yeah,
You
they all
already
out
know.
there. Big up to
During this time, how can we use numerology? And, you know, in that same breath as well, you know, men, they can say, oh, she's a Cancer, so she'll work. Or she can say, oh, he's an Aries, it can work. So how can we use our signs and also our numbers as well?
And you know, that, thank you very much. That was very good because I grew up along that whole era watching that. This is one of my teacher's books, Lloyd Strahorn, right? He he coined astronumerology. That's what he did. He blended the astrology with the numerology because you might have compatible signs, or you might have a person that might be Scorpion and then a Leo, and then people will say that's not compatible, but the numbers might be compatible. That's why you pulled into that person. Your name might be connected to a number that might. So he definitely wrote this is an old book. This is 1981. His book is now orange and smaller and thicker now, this same book. But it's called Numbers in You, just in case you want to get it on Amazon. But he's still around in his 70-something. He's the elder. And he's been, and I have to give that acknowledgement to him because what his dad said, who was an Aries man, he said, you know, men and women must be willing to acknowledge and give people their due. Give them their roses before they pass on. So I respect that. Right. Now, when it comes to relationship, in my book, numbers are simple, people are complicated. Very interesting, because Lloyd said, man, he wished he had this title. Because numbers are simple. 1 + 1 = 2. But if you have two people that might be born on the 1 and the other one born on the 1, if one wants to be arrogant and out of the order and the other one wants to be more communicative, then it won't work. And I have a section in the back of this book, is on Amazon, and thanks to Dr. Africa, who actually published this book before he passed on. He published 3 of my books, and it talks about how to compare the numbers and how they can work and how they won't work.
They said 1 + 1 = 3.
He said 1 + 1.
I mean, it cuts your wisdom.
It's all right. That's when you know when you deal with a relationship, but when you're dealing with the numbers, it's a different thing. When you deal with a relationship, that's another thing. But if people don't learn to understand the elements of the sign or the elements of the numbers and be willing to work, because the universe, all the elements works. Every element in the universe works, even in the ethers, which we call dark matter, it works. Right. So the only thing that don't make it work is our willpower and all the trauma and drama that we've incorporated and taken on from our parents or family, from our mind control from the past. Right. So now, how are you willing to work on a relationship? That's how it works, because right now it has become perverted and convoluted in these age since the 2000s, from 1999, from the time Prince sung that song. 1999, don't you want to go? No, I want to get the hell out of it. I got to get the hell out of this, because now we're in the 2000s, and in numerology, in that study, in that science, the 2 is a curve on top and a line on the bottom. If you look on my book, front book, 2 is a curve on the top and a line on the bottom, which in flow line numerology, the curve represents feminine and the line represents masculine. So the line is supposed to support the feminine in this way, in this day and time, since the years of the 2000 came in. But now we're fighting with it. And so we're separating the line and the curve. Because in nature, or in mathematics, the line represents the linear or the phallic symbol of man or masculine, and the curve represents the feminine, because women deals with the curves. So once you understand the flow lines on top of the numbers,